Shutan camera, downtown on Wacker Drive at LaSalle, is pleased to present the large format Pentax 6x7 single lens reflex and the versatile Pentax LX.
For maximum clarity and definition, choose the magnificent large format Pentax 6x7. This remarkable camera gives you 5 times more negative area than 35mm SLR cameras. This means less grain, sharper pictures.
What's this? Just a shirt. Okay, guys, so this is the Pentax 6.7. Figured I'd open it in front of everyone so you can see my first impressions on everything. Wow. There it is. Wow.
Wow.
I can already tell that I like this a lot more. The fact that I can hold it with one hand is crazy. Is the RZ. I mean, it's not that much lighter, but it's just a lot easier to hold. And I do have the grip over there, but this is looking pretty dope. So definitely a lot easier to hold. I can already tell I'm gonna like this a lot more. Viewfinder is really clear, really like that. Micro prism's pretty easy to use. Yeah, looking forward to taking this out. Probably gonna take it out today just to test it out, but yeah. So it looks like I might be putting my RZ up for sale soon. So I just got back from taking some pictures for the first time with the Pentax 6.7, and I have to say that it was a wonderful time using this camera. Super surprised with how much I enjoyed shooting with it. I shot through a roll of Ektar in about 20 minutes. I walked around this little town called Kimswick, and I just really loved the way that it handled. So first impressions so far, it was super easy to load the film. I know a lot of people talked about how it could be finicky and stuff, but I didn't have any problems with it. I really like this lock for the shutter right here. You just flip this little switch back and forth and it locks the shutter. I like that. The little switch right here is super nice to use for turning off and on the prism. Super easy to control the shutter speed right here. Basically, I was just holding it with the handle. I did take the handle off just to see how it handled that way, and I didn't really like it, but the wooden grip doesn't add that much weight. It's still a lot lighter than the RZ, and I'll show you some weights right now with that. I think the RZ weighed, with the 110 in the waist level, it was around 5 pounds, 10 ounces. And then with the prism, it was 7 pounds, pushing 8 pounds. So I'll have to see how much this weighs, and I'll probably show that on the screen. But yeah, super easy to handle. Basically, I would just hold it like this down by my side. And then when I found something I wanted to take a picture of, I just put this in my palm right here, and then I would just focus like this. And it was super easy like that. I don't think I'd ever get a waist level for this. I like being able to turn portrait and use it like that. I've heard some people say that focusing could be a little difficult, but I didn't have any problem with that. It's just a center micro prism, and on the RZ, on my RZ, I had the Type E focusing screen, and that was with the horizontal split image, and then the micro prism around that. And I found myself using the micro prism a lot more because it was just easier to use. I found myself second guessing myself using the split image because it was so easy to get that lined up, and then you move a little bit and it would not be lined up after that. So with this, it's just a circle, and the whole circle is a micro prism, and it's super easy to focus. I didn't have any problems whatsoever, so definitely looking forward to using that more. I got the film drying right now, but overall first impressions are that this thing is awesome. It's so much easier to handle and use than the RZ. When I would take the RZ out in public, I just didn't feel that comfortable because it's not a normal looking camera. So this made me feel like an actual photographer, I guess, and it just made me feel more comfortable. So that's going to allow me to take better photos because I'll be walking around and I won't be worrying about what other people think, even though I know I shouldn't. It still is good to just feel comfortable with the camera that you're using. I did get this for around 1,100 bucks. It came with the body, the prism, the 55mm lens, the 105 and the 150. I didn't use those two other lenses or anything like that today, but I am planning on doing a video like I did with the RZ, and I'm gonna do a quick portrait video doing the 55, the 105, and the 150 for you guys, so you can kind of see full body, medium close-up, and close-up portraits and compare the three lenses. But yeah, I'm going to let the film dry and then scan those in, and I will report back with you guys soon. So overall, I really like the way that these turned out. This first picture that I took was of this truck, and I have taken a picture of this before, but I really wanted to see how the f2.4 holds up to the 2.8. So this was the first picture, looking at the back of it, and then the second picture was kind of like the one that I took with the RZ, and I wanted to compare, so here's that comparison side by side. The bokeh is a little bit nicer. There's a little bit of a swirly effect going on, which I really like. Overall, when I was walking around, it was just super easy to bust down my camera, take a picture, and then move on, whereas the RZ, it was just a little bit different when you have it, specifically with the prism. I did carry around the RZ for 8 hours or so in New Orleans one time, and that was just with the waist level. It was still pretty heavy. It was around the same weight as the Pentax with everything on it, the handle, the prism, and the lens. And obviously I could carry around, but is it the most comfortable? No. Does it make me want to shoot it less? Yes. So if I have a camera that I can carry around and travel with, and it's 6x7, that's just amazing for me. And today I just blew through this roll so fast just because I was having a good time. This third picture, just took a picture of this sign, and I was shooting most of these at f2.4. I think I took one that was around f4, but I really just wanted to see the bokeh and the separation and the similarities and differences between this and the 110. This was just of a house. I did use the built-in meter for all of these, and I think it worked pretty well. This one was a little underexposed just because there was a lot of shadows and highlights going on. I really like this one of this house or building, whatever it was. The 105 is roughly a 40 to a 50 millimeter and 35 millimeter, so it's a good walk around lens. Had a really good time with it. This is of a truck, and then this next one too, and you can really see the separation that you get with the 105. And then I actually took this one in my apartment just to test out the 55 millimeter, and I shot this at 1/115th of a second. So you can see there's a little bit of shakiness going on, but I really just wanted to test it out and see what that was like. And I think if it was around 1/30th of a second, it would probably be okay. And then this last one I took of my neighbor that sits outside and reads all day. This was with the 152.8, and I really like this one too. So I'm looking forward to taking a lot more portraits with these, and I really just want it to be my everyday walk around lens. I'm going to take it out and shoot it a couple more times, but from what I've gathered today, I probably will be selling my RZ. It's just cheaper than my RZ, and it's lighter. I don't use strobes or lights that much, so the sync speed issue, the RZ can go up to 1/400th of a second for sync speed, and the Pentax is 1/30th of a second, so you're not going to be using that in the studio, but that's not a big deal for me because I use a lot of natural light, and if I do use lights, it's probably going to be a continuous light. So for my style and what I do with a lot of natural light and just using continuous lights, the Pentax I think is better for me. The shutter speed does go up to 1/1000th of a second compared to 1/400th, which I really like. That's how I could take a lot of these photos in really harsh light and stay wide open. So yeah, I think I'll be switching in the near future. I'm going to take it out for a couple more rolls to make sure that I like it and make sure there's no problems with anything, but if everything comes back, I'll probably be switching over to the Pentax. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm going to do a portrait video with the Pentax comparing the 3 lenses, and then my next analog artisans that I'm doing is a film photographer, and you guys are not going to want to miss this one. They are a really great photographer and they shoot film, and it's just going to be a really good day. So I will see you guys in the next one, and take care. Thanks for all the support.